Squirrel Quest. Finish Square. It's a board game of sorts. It's an RPG board game. Goof Troop. Everyone knows that one. Platforming happens in Vampire. Enter Jack the Ripper. That is just a Castlevania sort of game. I'm going to go ahead and tweet this out and we'll get started. They are ready to go. Talk is on. This first game is very much Risk, but in an RPG format. Let me see what Subwoofer's doing, actually. Can't believe I've done it again. I neglected to check. I just keep on assuming by Discord that they're ready. I'm reloading Subwoofers. I'm gonna have to give Subwoofer some time back. I hate it when players mark ready when they're not ready. I tried all the classes. Well, actually, I only tried the Dwarf and the Fighter, but I didn't see anything about them that was that different. I made the mistake of not buying healing. I have to see when Subwoofer actually begins and start measuring from there on that person. So the way this works is on the world map, you throw, okay, they're starting 2.5 minutes. You throw dice to determine how far you move. If you hit a village square, you get NPC dialogue and sometimes armor upgrades. If you hit the water, get healed, you drink the water and get HP back. Same for the shield, you also get an upgrade for that. The castle stops you and he talks to you a bit. Okay, I owe Subwoofer 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That's what I'm writing down. If you hit an empty square, you get in a fight. Which is just a dice roll. And if you lose the dice roll, you take damage. If you tie, you throw again and you multiply the damage until somebody wins. Sometimes, for some reason, they clonk you in the head with the dice and you get knocked out for a long time. It looks like Hippo did not buy Potion. They have been taken out. Let's see what happens to him. It's possible to beat this without buying items, but you really want to risk it. The nice thing is that you keep your money, so you just end up back at the start and you can easily come back in with a whole bunch of new stuff. I wonder if you even have money to buy potions on the first try. I died without even trying to buy stuff, and I came back and threw back in with all that money. Elixir. Sometimes they misspell it in this game, but usually it's correct. I think this is a translation, so... There's definitely a lot of RNG in this sucker. As much as possible, really. I mean, when you're rolling dice, you're talking some serious randomness, right? So the only complication with our race here is subwoofer started 2 minutes and 40-something seconds late. 43 seconds, roughly. This is the game's music, of course. Here's the Goblin King. Here's our boss. I don't know what's the deal with them knocking you out, but the boss loves to do it. Has anyone been knocked out? I haven't noticed anyone get knocked out. They just throw it directly in your face. It's terrible. Ugh. That's a lot of damage taken by Extreme Zero. You can resist it. You absolutely can. Extreme Zero's not sure what to do against the Goblin King. Impossible to run. Takes damage for no reason. There's fire breath. What the hell? Oh no, fighter has no elixirs. Back to the beginning for Extreme Zero. Too bad. That sucks. Okay, well. Subwoofers is now on the boss. You could, as long as he doesn't knock you out or whatever. I mean, that's really the big thing, I think, because you don't get back up. You just lie on the floor forever. It feels like it takes 5 turns to get back up. That's how I died the first time. It looks like Subwoofers got it. Looks like they're about to finish. I don't know why you wouldn't buy elixirs. I think they cost 50G. I don't know how much you start with. I cannot remember. Early lead for the player who's 2.5 minutes behind anyway. To-go quest is finished. Subwoofer's ice cream. Goof Troop's up. I didn't talk about Goof Troop at all because it's probably the most well-known game on this list. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say that it is assuredly the only well-known game on this list. Hippo is done as well. They're currently 2.5 minutes behind Subwoofers, though, because I am credited in that time. They shouldn't have marked ready, but they were running late. They mistimed when the race was starting, so they were probably in a rush. Goof Troop is pretty good in co-op. Single player, it's pretty painful. There's a lot of cycling items to get this world done. This first world, even this easy one. Like here's this bell. I can't remember what the bell does, but you can't have multiple items at once. You just have the two, right? And you're gonna need to switch around. I'm just looking for World 1 to be beaten. There is a boss where you must catch barrels and throw them back at the boss. 6 dudes. It's a very good co-op game. Lots of fun. Me and Ty beat it. Pretty much we just wanted to finish it after we started playing it. We just couldn't put it down. But single player, it's pretty lame. You wouldn't suspect it was a great game if you just played single player. Let's play the Goof Troop OST. Stream Zero is back at the Goblin King. Last player to get there. I think this time he's got it. He's got 45 health. I think it saves your level too. So, very, very strong now, right? I don't know what your level does exactly. It kept saying it adds 1 to dice, but I don't know what that means. I don't think you can roll 7, and I don't see him throwing 2 dice, but it told me that once or twice, and it didn't seem to make any difference to me that I could tell. I'm sure it boosts your stats, though. Well, hopefully this time he just has a bunch of elixirs. He's got heal as a spell this time, so there's that. 20 HP back. 5 HP on this Goblin King. This game is defeated. I didn't think Sugoro Quest would be anything but a wall. Just a wall to hop over real quick, you know, just 5 to 10 minutes. In this case, 12.5 for the last player to finish. Goof Troop is the first game where there's a chance that someone will not clear it. I think that almost guaranteed everyone would beat Sugoro Quest. Goof Troop has puzzles like this one, though, to solve, and they're not hard, but they could hold somebody up, I guess. Figuring out what to do and where to go in Goof Troop is really the hard part. I figured that if you knew exactly what to do in Goof Troop here, it would still take you a little while. It's a long journey. It's not a 20-minute journey, but it probably is going to take over 10 minutes for each player. Nice map screen music there. I added bones to my layout. What do you think? Oh, this is a chance for me to use the new OBS feature where I can center horizontally. Yeah, check that out. Perfect. It was a little bit misaligned. Lots of greyhounds in this pack. I had a greyhound once. She jumped over everything like a gazelle. It was a very nice dog. Hippo is trying to solve the puzzle. Recognize that he soft locked it, I think. There's more than one solution for these, but only because it's so simple that almost anything works. You can still soft lock it and have to leave though. Like this. He soft locked it again. I think. I don't think there's a way to solve it now. I guess there is actually. You still could have until he did that. I still saw another solution. It's just a little roundabout. You could have kicked it down and right. And done. Everyone's done the puzzle, I think. I'm looking forward to Vampire. It is a Game Boy game. Actually, it's a Sega Master System game. But compared to Castlevania 1, I actually think it's way better. Like, if Castlevania 1 was played like that, it feels a lot like Castlevania 1. Like, they obviously just looked at Castlevania 1 and decided to make a game. But I actually like it a lot. It's pretty good. I don't really like Castlevania 1. I've said that before. It's aesthetically pleasing and controls like garbage. Well, this one actually looks pretty good and plays pretty good, considering that it uses the same control scheme, same sub-weapon style, same stairs, same exact stairs, in fact, same thing. Subwoofer is on the boss. Here he is. To beat the boss, you must catch and throw. Patience wins on this boss. You don't need to wait too long, but if you try and rush it and don't do it right, you're just gonna waste even more time. Hey, Grandpa, thanks for the bits. Grandma party. I'm a little baffled because I didn't think my bits alert was on screen, but it is. So I'm trying to find it. I don't know where it is. What a big scene list I have here. I found it. There we go. I just wanted to move it up a little bit. But thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. Subwoofers is on Vampire and Alopex is on the boss. Master of Darkness is the full working title of this game. Here's some music for you. Hindering Jap the Ripper is the objective here. Alopex is done with Goof Troop, also joining in to Vampire. Jack the Ripper is the first boss. So here it is. You have a pretty dinky, that's no whip. You know, that's the big shitty thing about this is that you don't have a whip. But you do replace that crappy little knife with all kinds of other stuff. Honestly, all kinds of other stuff. There's a battle axe, which is what I recommended to the players. You get your weapons from those bouncing face masks. But I didn't tell them that, so we'll see if they figure it out. I think it's pretty obvious. You have a lot of HP, you get HP back all the time. You can shuffle walk. It feels a lot like, I don't know, Castlevania 3 would be a good comparison. There's not a whole lot of gotchas, like Subwoofer found one of them, an edge guarding thing. There's not very good checkpointing either. But I didn't find that I died very much at all on the first two stages. Ah, he's figured out how to get weapons, so that's something. He's got himself a hammer. Or something like a hammer, anyway. You do have throwing projectile kind of stuff. But you have to find those too. Seems he was working on this goof puzzle. I think they've solved it. Oh no, they didn't. Oh no. Immediately regrets that kick. You have to use the bell to lure these goons and Goof Troop over to the maze or whatever. I forgot about this part. Extreme Zero is gonna work out how to get over there. Can they sneak through? Whoa. Man. Just one more goon. One more pirate. Ugh. He's just gonna go for it. 4 HP, or 4 lives, I guess, on this boss fight for Extreme Zero. Hippo's almost there, I think. I don't know this game too terribly well. I've only beaten it once or twice. Riding on boats. So this group of 4 will be playing all 3 of their matches today. We'll see 3 in a row here. So right after this match, 2 more. They're doing their entire set. And they've already picked their challenge packs. They skipped the muskrat and gorilla. We'll see the what the hell did they pick? They picked the Maine Coon and the human pack. The humans are next. After Greyhound here. I definitely recommended finding the axe in this vampire game, just because it seems like it hits harder, but it's also an overhead swing. Think Order of Ecclesia or Bonassar, one of those big PS Castlevania style games, and the big weapons. It swings like that, you know, the overhead, but it also just hits harder, I think, based on my playthrough of this. There are a couple of different sub-weapons to use as well. The gun is one of them. Both players seem to have the gun. I think Subwoofer's getting close. He throws the bomb way over his head. It's the axe. It really is. It's just the axe from Castlevania. The bomb. So, if you keep that in mind, you won't overdo it too much. You have a lot of air control and stuff, and I feel like that really makes this feel good compared to Castlevania. Just, if you fall off a ledge, you can turn. Stuff like that makes a big difference in how crappy it feels to play. This is all vampire music. You can jump off the steps, you can crawl and walk at the same time. Big cells, those things. Extreme Zero hits select. I think they restarted. I usually put a warning in there. In fact, I'm going to make sure that if I have any other SMS games, that warning is in there. Don't press select on SMS, because select is reset. Hippo passed on, no, Hippo ran out of time on Goof Troop, in fact. Straight up ran out of time. Could not finish it. Sometimes a reset button is handy, like in putter, putter. But usually you do not want to accidentally just reset the game. You know, you pick up a weapon and you're like, how do I use this? You hit select most of the time. It's the first thing that you do. And then you end up back at the start. I think there's 5 different main attacks in this game. All based on what weapon you have found last. The knife is easily the worst, and I just avoid it when I see it. It disappears after a couple seconds. Don't pick it up. The axe is so much better. Subwoofer's got the axe right now. He's got the boomerangs, which are very nice. I do believe that Subwoofer is very close to the boss. It's right around the corner here. They've been on this for a little while, though. About 12 minutes they've been working on this game. The worst thing about this game easily is that if Subwoofers dies right now, they'll be back at the start of this stage. Oh, they picked up the knife. Another bad thing about this game. The knife is a power-up as if it's good, as if it had any value. They're gonna have to fight the boss with it. You gotta hinder Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper's real bad at fighting. Turns out he only picks on the defenseless, what do you know? Turns out serial killers, they ain't shit. They ain't nothing. They're all about that advantage, and when you take it away, he's got nothing going on. All he does is jump around and stabs at nothing. He's pretty easy. I would say that Subwoofers has got it, and their actual time will end up being 31 minutes, pretty much on the nose. I'm just going to put in 31 minutes, in fact, because we're subtracting 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And that gives them the edge they needed to beat Alapectus, who has done it 33:56. Subwoofer's advantage is defeating the first game with no trouble. Yeah, I have no idea when this game came out or anything like that. It looks like a pretty late in the retro style kind of game, because it does feel good to play. It's got modern ideas in it on control scheme, and that's why I was saying it feels better than Castlevania 1. So it doesn't surprise me that it came out in SNES life cycle. I believe that Extreme Zero's got a pretty sizable lead here. They're both in 1-3, but Extreme Zero is more than halfway through it. He has the axe. Look at that Mona Lisa, man. Look at that pixel Mona Lisa. The only piece of art we know. Just stick it everywhere. Everyone likes that one. I think the axe does more damage than the rapier, which is why I recommended it to the players. It seems like it just does 2 instead of 1. The rapier has really good range. It's just the knife but longer, as all rapiers are. This frantic ghoul. $37-21 Extreme Zero's hindered Jack the Ripper here, so Hippo last place and time. Hippo's called it on this last game, so their time is technically 49:35, but they were getting there, so they probably would have saved 10 minutes on that. Let's get our next group set ready here. We're just gonna roll over to round 2. Maine Coons. And then humans. Okay, I'll warn you that this first game has some, sort of nudity, not really, but it's got a pissing statue in it, and it's fully illustrated. And it's a common enemy, so they're pissing all over the stage. Summary World Smash Ball. Reach stage 7. That's Kuropi. Yeah, I actually debated whether I should use it or not, but I don't think it's that bad, so I am using it. Ultimately. Way to cover up my task list. Swamp Thing is our last game, which is real bad. Yeah, I debated using it or not because it does have a stone penis of sorts, but I don't think it's that bad. It's pretty much Kid Nicky Radical Ninja 3. And I don't think that was released in America, so this is the Japanese version of that. Swamp Thing is easily the worst thing in here. Easily. Kid Nicky is not even that bad of a game, honestly. I think it is Kid Nicky. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what my research showed me, and I did play through this, and it felt familiar. Crazy Sunshine's gonna join me. She's the one who submitted Smash Ball, but I know Smash Ball very well, so...
Alright, there we go.
Good morning.
Hello. So for those wondering in chat, I'm the one who thought up of the second challenge in this pack. I actually kind of like Senryo World Smash Ball, and Kuropi is best 7-year character, maybe a personal preference. So, but he's the most balanced in the pack with the characters that you can select from. So, very excited to see how these guys will do it, and I will probably be screamed at by at least 2 of these guys. So,
oh, it's not so bad.
No. Although I am really interested in the other games that are here. Kaiketsu Yanchamaru.
It's Kid Nicky 3.
Yep.
Now,
okay.
That is... I did put a nudity warning on it because of one of the enemies in Stage 2. But otherwise, it's pretty good.
Okay, interesting.
Let me see who's not ready here.
Let's see. Oh, be right back. Sorry, I mean...
We are starting. Here we go.
Oh, sorry, be right back, guys. I'll be back in just a few.
Go time. Extreme Server found out you can pogo, but what you really have to do is hit the wall like he just did there, and fly backwards off of it. You're gonna have to do that a couple of times in this video game here. You actually have pretty interesting controls. You have a lot of various ways to attack with that pole. Downstab is just one of them. You can attack upwards too. You obviously shoot a beam when you attack. You need keys. You gotta find pretty much all those keys. And that's gonna require some hijinks, some flipping off of walls like that. Extreme Zero is the one I'm watching right now, pulling off these moves. The boss fight's pretty lame. There is a down and A slide move, which is required to get that heart. It's not required in the game though. There it is. So they have that too, and the interesting thing about that move is that it's very clearly the fastest way to travel, so I figure a speedrun of this game would use that quite substantially, just constantly be slide kicking. It's 3 or 4 times faster than we're running. Everyone's made it inside. Here's an ad for supporting Twitch. The button here,
Right.
you gotta hold your stick on it for some reason. It's a weight sensitive button, so that's kind of strange. It's
Oh,
confusing.
do we lose connection with someone? Looks like.
Temporary issue, I hope.
Okay. Shouldn't be too bad.
The Switch confused me for a little while because of the way it functions, but you do have to hold the button on it. Hopefully Hippo Man comes back to us at some point.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, hopefully he knows that he's offline and is not just continue running the race. So we back up.
Players are getting pretty close to their boss fight here. He sucks. He's real bad. He hops twice, then hops twice back, and then fires his ridiculous hard to dodge fireballs. There are safe spots in the room you can use to beat him though. Or you can just jump and flip off the wall. None of it works too well though. He takes forever. He just takes forever no matter how you approach it, so you just take your time and win. Make sure you get him, that's the ticket here. Just make sure you don't lose completely, because the slow fight that it is better than game over.
Right.
I dislike this boss fight. The second one is better, but it's still pretty dumb.
Also, I'm getting like Mega Man 2 vibes. Just like looking at it.
I can't think of a boss in Mega Man that's worse than this guy. It's like Leaf Man jumping around while immune. For most of the fight, he's awful. I guess as long as you do more damage to him than he does to you each pass, then you know you're winning. And Extreme Zero is not pulling that off. Subwoofers is. They do start in this room, so they have a Mega Man style checkpoint. Extreme Zero is doing this the very hard way. What I did was slide underneath him with the dive kick, and then found a safe spot to stand where his fireballs would not hit me. And he took full advantage of it.
Yeah, it looks like his stream took a death there. He started over again. And I think it's just trying to get the whole pattern down is the hard part.
It's a pretty samey pattern. Extreme Zero figured out a way to make sure he doesn't take damage, but the problem with that is that you don't deliver any damage. Looks like he's got a better idea for
Yeah.
the fight than I do, but it takes even longer. I'm gonna reset Hippo again. They say they're back on, but I don't see it.
Now let me check up on his really quick.
Subwoofers has made it to the stage with the enemy that made me debate giving them this game, but here we go. There he is. I hate this enemy. Anyway, one more stage and Subwoofer's done.
Okay. Alright, yeah, looks like Hippo's back on. There he is. Nice.
So there's still... This level's not as bad, honestly. It's better. They do have a lot of swimming to do, though, and they do need as many keys as they can get their hands on. You gotta get keys all over the place for this stage. It's got ducks, though. So, that's a good enemy. I always appreciate ducks.
They just like vomit like fish at you or something, it looks like.
I think those are Japanese characters. I'm not sure. Extreme Zero's almost done with this boss. He's been working on it forever.
Man.
The other two players also happen to be at this brick wall. There's nothing else in this challenge that's hard. It's just this one guy.
Let me say that. Having said that, Extreme just finished. And this doesn't seem too bad of a game, it looks.
It's interesting to see all the solutions that people come up with. Hippo's got a new one too, where the safe zone is under the door.
Yeah.
Stage 2 is a walk in the park.
Oh yeah. This something looks a lot easier doable than the first stage.
Hippo's looking like they're going to conquer the boss. I think Alapex's game overed completely. Has to restart all the way.
Oh no.
Could not beat this guy. But Hippo's going to eventually do it. At this slow pace, it's working. It's functionally effective.
Yeah, it's slow, but it works.
So you can't jump out of the water in this game like in Mario, but you can smack off the wall with your stick while swimming and fly up, or you can land on the floor in the water and jump off of that. So that's the confusing thing.
I figure there's probably just a weird like game thing where like you can't jump out the the water by normal means.
Yep. He swims by using his stick. He uses it for everything. He's like he's in an invisible raft underwater. Well, Subwoofers has the right idea, but they can't make the jump. It's a hard jump, but it is one of the last things they have to do to get this done. They need up there. It looks like Extreme Zero is caught up because Subwoofers cannot figure out what to do about this jump. I think
all of these.
I think there's more than one way up there, and neither one of them can find out either way. These players give up too easily on these near jumps. But that's how I did it. I wonder if there's a different way that works better. They're trying everything. They have 12 minutes. 10 minutes, actually. Time's flying.
Like all the things to hold up a rudder is figuring out how to jump out of water.
Alapex has a very dangerous way to dodge these fireballs that he's worked out, where he slides down and then kicks off the wall right at the end. But it's, again, doesn't take damage on a pass. Eventual victory. That's all that matters. Deals 1 and then evades. It sucks real bad because that's like 20 hits, but eventual victory incoming here for Alapex on stage 1.
That's really, really risky, too.
All of our players are stuck. I did this challenge. This is one that I absolutely tested, and I had no trouble with this jump. I just did the jump myself. They're trying to work out some weird solution when I just walked over and did the jump. There's nothing more to it than that. It is pretty tight, but there's no danger in it, so...
I kind of want to check out this game myself soon as well. I'll probably get it from one of the runners once we're all done here for the day. But I would like to check this game out for myself. It looks really cool.
Will anyone clear it?
That's the thing.
Stage 2, holding people up way more than I thought. I thought this boss in stage 1 would be the only obstacle.
Alapex does it, and well...
Subwoofers dies to an obstacle beyond the wall. This is actually a game from Flaming Rock. They asked me to do this.
Oh, was it really? Oh, okay.
I tried it out, and I was okay with it.
Interesting, okay.
I had Kid Nicky Radical Ninja on the show before. So its sequel is fine. It feels better than that game.
I think Alapex will soon be joining everyone else in swimming hell, apparently.
Everyone is on stage 2.
Yeah.
Subwoofers has figured out that you kind of walk off the ledge, but I mean, I didn't feel like I needed to tell anyone that. You do it all game long, so all you need to do is get this key for this door, and I think they're on the boss, which is a much easier boss, of course. That's why I haven't mentioned it at all. It is a chump compared to the first jerk. Hippo is on that jump, and so is Alapex. Stream Zero almost defeated here.
Almost.
Oh, almost got sharked. Okay, they're back at the jump.
Oh, for some reason I thought you could jump on the sharks like you could do like the dolphins in Super Mario World, but that'd be way too easy.
Subwoofers is here. It's dive man.
Nice. Nice.
So he's just a better boss. He's not unfair. He takes forever if you try and dodge him and don't try and hit him. So that's important that you actually attack him. But unlike the first boss, he doesn't have 10 seconds of iframes. He's only immune to damage when he's diving, which seems like an ideal time to hit him, but there's other opportunities, better opportunities. And he actually makes you play, so I had fun with this boss. He's better. Our players are getting wiped out. They have 5 minutes left. This is not the hard game here. Swamp Thing is way harder than this. Swamp Thing, I put in the directions, it has Bart Simpson controls. That's the only way I can describe those. I've never played another game that had Bart Simpson controls before. It also has Bart Simpson sound effects. That is Simpson versus the world.
Oh, that I was going to say which Simpsons game are you referring to? It's like, oh, okay, that game.
Where every jump goes and it's really bad and sounds awful.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Subwoofer does take a death to The
Back to the
boss and
start.
the start. I don't think anyone's gonna be able to get to the boss at this point. There's only less than 5 minutes left.
It took me 10 minutes to beat this whole thing. Blind.
Yeah.
And Subwoofers has made it to the boss, so they just need to redo what they've done. But it looks like they've already feel like they've messed up. They skipped a key. What's really holding these players up is something unbelievable. That they can't figure out how to do this simple jump. They try everything and they just never get it. You just walk off the ledge a little bit and go. And no one can seem to do it. Subwoofers is the first one I've seen get past it to the boss. There's nothing in this stage, really. It's just a long journey.
So I missed the first race with the group. Where's everyone standing at this point?
Subwoofers is in first and Hippo's last.
Okay, gotcha.
And Subwoofers is doing the best out of this group, but if no one finishes, then he's got nothing to show for his progress. He had a chance to beat the boss and didn't have any lives left because they died so many times to that jump. Extreme Zero and Alapex are in the same place-ish. Alapex is also trying to do these weird kickflips off the wall. They have this tech, and it's not necessary at all. It's like if Belmont could backflip in Castlevania, but you just do a regular ass jump and you'll get over the wall. That's what they're doing. They're just overthinking the heck out of this. Subwoofers is on the jump I'm talking about right now. And that's it. That's all you do. And that move.
Wow.
It's basically the Diddy Kong jump almost without the roll even. Like you just walk on the air a little bit and you're good. Extreme Zero's trying to do the same jump and look at them do all this weird stuff. They're going left instead of right. They think this is gonna work out. I don't know how they're putting this together. They're really overthinking this one.
Yeah. I think Subwoofer might be able to get to the boss, but I don't know if he'll be able to defeat it before time goes up. Oh, I didn't even realize that Hippo made it to the boss.
Hippo has... I think Hippo went a different way, chat was saying. I didn't know there was an
Yeah,
alternative.
I saw him doing wall jumps, and he found another door up above.
Well, that might be the ticket here, since no one can do the jump. Subwoofers is back on the boss as well. They do have time to clear it, I think. There's a chance that both these players will clear it with just a little bit of time left if they do well. Hippo is doing very well.
Alright, yeah. And he's almost got it.
Oh no!
No!
A little too greedy there. He still has time. Save some time.
No, he's back to the start though.
Oh god, that sucks.
I think at this rate, Hippo might just take the 20 and just move on to the next game. There's only a minute left.
What's with these players losing with 1 HP left? Just finish the fight.
No! Oh. Yeah, yeah.
Subwoofers is the only one left who has a chance at this.
Yeah.
It's like a 15-second fight.
I
These
think...
greedy players, man, they all have 0 HP left and they try and fight him. Defense. Defense is important. Just keep doing what you were doing to get him so low.
Well, I think Subwoofer is doing a better job this time around.
It looks good.
Yeah.
I've said that before. Will they save a single second? It's gonna be close.
Again, he's gonna oh.
Fight complete.
There we go, got it. Just with like 5 seconds to go.
He didn't type it in time. No one got it.
No! Oh. So everyone has timed out. Oh.
Everyone's on Sunrail. It's Karopi time.
Yeah. Karopi is best frog. So I know when I submitted this challenge, I did add on another some controls. So it's pretty straightforward. It's have a button to kick left, have a button to kick right. If you press both buttons when you're standing still, you build up your meter for your special move, and then you use I think it's the X button to unleash it. But I have quite a fondness with this game. It's only because it's one of the few like games out there that exists and are actually I think it's the only one that I can think of that's out there.
There's a kart racing game.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh man.
I'm surprised there's not more Hello Kitty games. I haven't researched it, but I know there's a kart racer.
Yeah. And for those of you in chat who are also Sanrio fans, I was a huge collector of all Kuropi merchandise, so you also learn about all the characters growing up as a kid. So, with a little bit of a soft spot for this game.
I think the only thing I don't like about this game is the character speed could be 6 times faster.
Yeah.
They should let you walk around a little bit quicker than they do.
Mhm.
There is not really a good reason to lose stage 1 though if you learn how the charge shot works, because just doing one instantly gets you a goal. It's that easy of a stage.
Yeah.
The human barely knows how to hit the ball forward sometimes, so you're losing to nothing when you lose to this guy.
Yeah, I thought about giving the characters a choice to choose characters, but I think Kuropi is the most balanced one, and there's one out of all the 4 characters, there's one that has like high speed, but is really crappy defense and whatnot. So I figured it'd be the best method to go about it.
So if players cannot beat this one, they might be in trouble, because the easy game in the pack was Kid Nicky 3. I didn't expect them to all fail a jump for 15 minutes, but there you have it.
Yeah, and then also the boss fight in level 2 as well.
Yep, I mean that was just hubris, honestly. People say hubris at me all the time, and it's not accurate at all because I'm not being greedy. But man, they were.
No.
They're like 5 HP up on the boss, and he has 1 hit left, and they somehow both lost many times each. And ultimately, neither of them saved any time. Those who made it to the boss should have lost to him. Not with that many lives.
No.
Oh, when they came that close. That's gotta feel bad. Especially for Hippo, who has 0 points so far. That would have been a huge help to get that 2-minute lead.
Absolutely. Here. But it looks like, I believe Hippo is, he has a little bit of advantage with everyone else right now. He just reached level 3, as well as Extreme.
This game gets extremely hard later, but I don't think the first 6 stages are so bad.
No. I think when I was testing it out, I thought about going up to level 5, but I forgot that there was a bonus stage. So I think I think the first 6 stages and the bonus stage is more than enough for like a 20-minute challenge.
There you go. There's quite a few more Hello Kitty games than you knew about.
Oh, nice. 39 Hello Kitty. Oh my gosh, that's so many games. Oh, I'm so excited.
I was gonna say, I actually played one in this tournament recently where it was a puzzle game.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was, because that was the first time I saw that puzzle game. It's kind of like Tetris, sort of, and like kind of.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. I remember seeing it. I think it was a GBA game, I think. I don't remember. Yeah, it looks like Hippo and Extreme are doing very, very well. Yeah. Although I am looking forward to the to Swamp Thing because I did not know that was a game.
It's a TV show too. It's real bad. There's nothing good about Swamp Thing. I don't like anything about him. He's got comic books. They're bad. The
I
whole
thought
plot is
like
terrible.
yeah, I think I remember seeing the TV, like hearing about the TV show, but that was really about it. And
Swamp
for some
Thing
reason,
is
like
across the board just awful. There's
yeah,
nothing to do with Swamp Thing that's good. I hate it.
yeah. I think for some reason I thought I kept thinking that Swamp Thing and the Incredible Hulk were the same thing because it's green. So I was like, okay, whatever. But it's like no, they're two completely different things.
I was gonna
But
say, oh hey, there's a new Swamp Thing TV series in 2019, but then this blurb says premiered in May 31st, 2019, and June 2019 series was canceled 1 week after premiere.
I wonder why.
Swamp Thing cannot succeed. Swamp Thing is only obliterated every time. It's like Captain Planet, but he sucks. Like Captain Planet is the borderline that they can't cross. Like they can't beat Captain Planet.
Right.
It's the same kind of thing where he wants to protect the swamp, and he's some guy who just got
They just-
mutated, and he's just a jerk. I don't like him.
According to chat, it got canceled because they wanted a tax write-off of half their budget, and North Carolina said no. Yeah, that's making TV shows is hard. Is one hard and also very expensive. Right. Okay, I think Mickey Stream is that level 6 he's on? Yeah.
I like the tunnel level with the kid. He returns, tries to cheat you in the stage.
Mm-hmm.
These guys committed to one whole set of races in a row, so it's
Yeah?
3 hours of pain that they wanted. They signed up for this. I didn't tell them to do it.
I think this has been the second group that I know of who decided to do all 3 matches all at the same time, which I guess works out scheduling wise because it's hard to coordinate times with each other, especially if you are from all over the place. I don't know. I think one of the runners is based somewhere in Europe, I believe. So, and also with everyone having summer plans and going out of town or whatnot, also something to keep in mind.
I like that you threw the bonus round in here just to waste their time.
Yeah.
They must finish the bonus.
Oh no! Oh no! Sebu forgot. He got wrecked. Oh. Extreme's based in Finland. Okay, gotcha. Alright, looks like Extreme's got it.
Extreme is finished with this challenge. And
Right,
moving on to Swamp Thing.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Oh god, Hippo, no, no. I think the hard part about in stages where you don't have the barriers is that you really want to get up close to the other person's goal, but then like if the disc gets to your side of the court, then it's such a hard time to get back to it. And looks like over got a game over.
Swamp Thing has nothing going for it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, what is this?
It's just one long stage, and when you get to stage 2, you don't even get your HP back. The enemies are all robot things of sorts. There's contact damage on everything, including that can in the swamp. That hurts real bad. Takes away 1/4 of your life.
Is this NES or?
Yeah, it's late NES, in fact. It's like
Oh, okay,
92.
NES.
It doesn't belong on this earth.
No. It's like, again, with most games that we've seen here so far, like a lot of them thought that they would be a good idea to make. And apparently,
December 1992. What the heck?
That's oh geez. Alright, looks like Hippo is at the bonus stage. And we'll just get this over with and move on to Swamp Thing along.
Game over for Swamp Thing for Extremo already?
That was hasn't even been a minute. Has it been like 2 minutes at least? Oh.
I mean, this happened to me too. I did beat this in 10 minutes as well, but it sucked. I had to be really careful. It's very much a plodding along kind of game. You have to be careful of everything. So every enemy that you kill drops a battery. Those are batteries. We'll see one here if he ever kills another thing. The fish are immune to damage though, so you gotta kill something else. The thing you picked up, those green orbs, you throw those, projectile attack, just like Bart Simpson does with the red orbs. That pitcher, that laboratory vial thing is an HP, just 1 HP back, max of 6, which is not enough. 100 would be enough. It's this stupid game.
Ugh. It looks like Hippo finished up Sanrio Smash Ball, and then Subwoofer is going to be following behind. Alapax is in, I think they're in stage 6. Just got to stage 6.
So those batteries that enemies drop, it took me looking up the game fact to figure out what they did, because I ended at stage 1 with like 45 of them. I kept picking them up and they didn't seem to do anything. 50 of them gives you an extra Swamp Thing.
Wow, okay.
An ungodly amount of work to get 1 Swamp Thing. It reminds me of Bubsy getting 500 yarn. There's just not that many in a stage, even if you grind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Because if you die, you go backwards a bit, and you can get all the ones that you picked up already again, and that happened to me twice, and I still only had 40 something when I cleared the first stage. So quite a bit of work. It should be 10, really. I mean, just a couple of numbers adjustment would make this game playable, but it still sucks.
Like, what is even falling from the sky? It's just like just random like tin cans running and knives being thrown out of nowhere.
I guess.
Yeah, see, yeah, that knife just came out of nowhere. Like it just appeared out of thin air.
Well, that's those 2 goons in there. They're mad at you. So.
Oh, okay, all right.
Dr. Arcane or somebody is after Swamp Thing. I don't know why he hates the swamp, or he's just a bad guy. He's just a bad dude. It looks like he's trying to achieve immortality according to that opening cutscene. So he's the enemy here.
Okay.
And he's made a bunch of robot fish, I suppose. This is a really smelly game. And that the fish is immortal, the one that jumps in your face, is particularly obnoxious. Extreme Zero is making progress, though. He's made it past the giant wall that you have to jump over. There's more of those. There's a lot of those, actually. There's probably 5 that you have to climb around.
Is that a crocodile?
It is a robo-croc, but you can ride it. If you don't ride it, it will hit you. So. At first I thought he was taking damage from jumping in the water, even though he's Swamp Thing, but in fact it was just a tin can that hit me.
And I guess there's like no other like health pickups in this game.
The vials, just 1 HP. I go after them religiously when I see them, because you just need as much as you can get. I mean, Swamp Thing seems to have pretty good power set. He can like sense all of the trees and stuff, and he regenerates real fast. It seems like, you know, he's got a pretty good set of moves, so why does Tin Can kill him? I don't know. He very much, if he's in the swamp, will not lose to you. That's his thing. That's what he's about, is being immune to damage while in his swamp. He goes there to get safe. He's pretty tough, as far as superhero ridiculousness goes.
I mean, in his defense, it could have been like the part where you open up the tin can and that hits him, because that's really sharp. So that could be the thing. But other than that,
Well, he doesn't like pollution, but I don't think I've ever... I mean, I've seen some of the TV show because I watch bad stuff on purpose as a joke. And it's on in the middle of the night sometimes on the bad old TV show channel.
Is it still on the air? Like, there's some reruns are still being played on it?
I've seen them, yeah, last year.
Oh, man.
90s TV show.
This is based off the cartoon, based off the movie. So many reiterations. Okay, now I'm curious.
This mess of boards, that's what you should be looking for when you're looking for the end of the stage. It's just a whole bunch of climbing over one last giant wall. And I think Subwoofers is very close. I think they're on the final checkpoint.
Yeah, I think Extreme reached this point, didn't he, as well?
Maybe. Yeah, I've seen this croc before.
Oh, yeah, the croc.
So you start riding crocs to pick up power-ups. We'll see how it goes. I don't have more Swamp Thing music, so I guess we'll just play that again. This is such a good jam. No one else has the OST online. This is so late in the NES life cycle that the NES shouldn't even exist anymore.
It's like one of those things where, like, why didn't you just make it for the Super Nintendo?
Well, then they'd have to do real sprite work.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to find a list of NES games made by date. The final licensed NES game, Lion King in 1995, is apparently unlicensed to it by Daties.
Hmm.
And Wario's Woods in 1994.
Oh, that's right. Forgot that was I forgot that was by them. Which is a good game, by the way.
I can't believe Extreme Zero sees HP right there and doesn't try and get it. That's gonna be a fatal mistake right there, I think. Not choosing to avoid that stuff. Your max HP is too higher than you start with. You may as well stock up. It's right there.
Just kind of go through the trouble and just for a little bit of health.
You know, you never know when a tin can's gonna rain down on you. So...
I think... Oh, Extreme only has one thing of health left.
HP, that's 2. He should be at 3 right now, not 1. This is
not
gonna work out, I don't think.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Subwoofers is trying to get this wrap, but it's just barely above the jump. I like the momentum on the knife. It comes out the door slow and then starts cruising. It gets into second gear, second knife shift. Hey, just 32 more batteries, and Subwoofer's got himself an extra thing.
That's so many batteries. If he finds that many, I don't think there's even that. I don't feel there's that amount in the level.
Swamp Thing formerly was a scientist. I suppose that sort of maybe explains why he likes batteries so much.
Yeah.
It seems like an odd thing for him to want to collect. But that's what he's getting, that's what they are. They look like burgers to me at first. I looked up what they were and what they did.
Yeah.
Those are batteries. Oh man, really close, Subwoofers, watch out!
Just 2 health left.
This is the final, this is definitely the last trashy jump set here. He's almost there. I recognize this place very well because I went down the wrong way and I had to go all the way back to do more jumping to get up there.
Oh god.
One big jump from the end here should do it. Yeah, that's the last, that little gray block there is the last big hurdle. So now we just ride this croc to victory.
Just has to survive.
Yeah, tin
cans.
Tin can Jericho storm here.
Does the croc hurt you if you...
Oh, it sure does. You gotta be on it or not under it. He's beating it.
Nice.
You just roll into level 2 with no more HP. Just keep on going. Subwoofer's taking a very strong lead in this thing.
Very nice. Oh, and Extreme just took a death.
Subwoofers has forgotten that they're on game 3 because game 1 didn't mean anything to anybody.
Yeah, Extreme took a death, and I think.
Hey, look, they game over to where I did. That skull pit. I didn't make it any further than that either. It just seemed like it was impossible, and I had enough after I got to that. 4104, he finally typed it in. I'm gonna have to credit him again, but just a little bit. It's gonna be like 40-48 or something like that, but it doesn't matter. They're in first handily here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was asking if he has to continue, but no, he's done. He's good. He took first place in this match.
Yep, you game over in stage. It's not even stage 2. It's just kind of an ongoing campaign. The tile shifts, but it's still stage 1. There's only one stage in this whole game. It just goes on forever. You game over, you're finished.
Okay, I think he's going back. He's going back to Sanrio. All right. Let's see if anyone else is close. See, I can't read Extreme's timer on his stream, but I don't know if he'll have enough time to get to where he was before time goes up.
Everyone just still has 10 minutes or so left. 8 minutes.
Okay. Alright, that's not too bad.
It feels like forever because it sucks real bad, but it's actually a 5-minute journey. Yeah,
I feel like he just moves so slow that it's just so excruciatingly painful.
It seems like most of these bad games, you either ignore all enemies and just cruise forward at sonic speed, or you slumber forward at this incredible glacial pace, and this is the latter. It's always one of those two for a bad game. They don't have any in between. This is very much a game where you do not want to take any damage, so you just watch yourself and kill every fly very carefully, punching it, dodging those knives, collecting every HP pickup that you can, and rolling on through.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Hippo's got it.
2 done.
Nice.
People are defeating Swamp Thing. I wonder if Extreme Zero knows they can get even more HP than 4. I don't think they do. But
I feel like the runners had an easier time with Swamp Thing than they did with the first game, which is.
Yep, they are. I mean, they're clearing
all
it.
things considered. Yeah.
But it's really just because they got stuck on something. Not because so much they died to anything, really. The bosses gave them trouble. The boss fights seem like the worst part. Well, the human pack is next.
The human pack. Let's see, I don't know if Hippo knows that he can. He's good. He can end. Hippo, please stop playing. You don't have to. You're good.
Well, this is new Swamp Thing content I've never seen before.
Oh, this looks.
Who lives in a swamp? Swamp Thing, you've done a poor job protecting your swamp from the Skull tribe. Well, Swamp Thing is his. Swamp Thing is his. I'm pretty sure that dude knows who Swamp Thing's real name is, and he still calls him Swamp Thing. That's so rude.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So had... Swamp Thing in the same way you'd say like Batman. It's just no, it doesn't work.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue that easily. So it looks like Subwoofer was first. Well, actually, in terms of I think everyone timed out in the first game, and I think Sub is finished first overall.
Hippo didn't mark that they were done because they didn't know they were done, but they are second place.
Yeah, they're done. Yeah, they're second place.
Extreme Zero just marked it. So we have our scores here. We're just watching Alapex's struggle with Swamp Thing now.
Meanwhile, Subwoofer just enjoying his time in Sanrio, more Smash Ball. And can't tell what Game Extreme popped up. Looks really 90s, that's for sure. Yeah, I think it looks like based on Alapex's timer, he has, or they have rather, 7 minutes left. See if they will decide to finish off this game, but I don't know. Extreme has good taste.
Alapex is showing me that those are actually background walls that you can jump on if you want to, and that all of our pain was for naught. You can just walk past them, so they're the best one player of all, but they are in last here.
Yeah, but they did finish.
I had no idea that those walls weren't real walls. I went around them for no reason. What a pain. We are done here.
Right, and
we have 6, and then a 3-way tie for second place.
Nice. Wow.
Subwoofers is first. Guaranteed to move on at this point.
Mm-hmm. Although I'm curious as to what this third and final pack these guys will be working with will hold. Yeah, so we'll see who's gonna be. What will happen here? Yeah, this is definitely a make or break match now.
The human pack.
Mm-hmm.
All the times were messed up, so I didn't put them on screen because Extreme Zero does think Swamp Thing is better than Kid Nicky 3.
Yeah, I feel like everyone else has the same idea because they finished Swamp Thing of all things of all the games. So yeah, I think I understand that.
Subwoofer's in the lead by a country mile, is guaranteed to be one of our contestants in the single elimination, but who will be other than him? Someone else is moving on as well. Let's find out who it is.
Yeah.
Round 3, human pack. Let me get these games online. Human task list.
It's the worst animal of all.
Swamp Thing hates him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mega Cubert. Wits. Lupin the Third.
Ooh, that's a good spread. All right. Although Mega Cuberts.
I love Mega Cubert.
I've heard of Cuberts, but I've never heard of Mega Cubert. That sounds even more terrifying than it should be.
Mega Cubert is a homebrew super Cubert. It's so much better than regular Cubert.
Oh, interesting. Okay, huh.
It's quite good.
Assuming that they've made like improvements from the original game and kind of
They sure did.
built off of that. Okay. It's good to know. And Wits, I know I've heard briefly. I've actually seen the full like playthrough of it. I think it's kind of like Snake, almost, sort of.
It's competitive Snake with one special move that you have where you can jump one time over the blocks, and every boss has their own set of special moves. Some of them multiply or are on ice, things like that. Loop on the Third is the SNES game. It's untranslated. They need to get through a maze.
Oh no.
Malarkey. It's real bad. So it does have a pretty good SNES version of the theme song, which is a good song. So we can see Mega Cubert on Alapex's screen right now.
Ooh,
and what they're
that's
in for.
Interesting. Huh.
One-way blocks, messed up shapes, things like that. I did start them on World 2 on Mega.
So they just have to complete all the levels in the second world, in World 2, it sounds like?
Yes, and it's guaranteed that they'll clear it as long as they don't completely wipe out on a stage forever, because continues will put them right back where they were. Two-player has... Well, it exists, for one thing, in Cubert. Co-op exists, so that's a big sell. You can play the same stage at the same time. It's new Cubert extraordinary. It was good. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
The first set of levels was pretty bland. It's just regular Cubert for the most part, so I skipped those. We'll see some more interesting things
Oh, okay, gotcha.
show up in World 2. They'd breeze through World 1 in no time. It's just wasting their time to have them do them.
Mm-hmm.
The controls are really nice, but the other thing is that you can go almost as fast as you want, which is new to Cubert. Usually you're restricted to a move every once in a while, every second or so. But in this, if you really wanted to, you can go pretty fast.
Okay, I will appreciate that this game doesn't give you like massive there's no risk of getting, if you're up like seizure warnings or anything like that, with all the flashing screens and hating life for a long while.
Homebrew Cubert, wildly better than real Cubert. Art style and everything about it is just tremendously improved from any release of Cubert that exists on this earth. If Cubert was ever this good, it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, they definitely did take some time to work out all the, what was wrong with original Cubert and kind of build off of that. Makes it, at least for me, it looks a little bit more a lot more tolerable, if anything.
We're on the stages where they need a green square, so they need to hit each one of these twice, and that green little dude, who you can devour if you run into him, decides that he wants to mess up your work.
Ah, gotcha.
You also have sideways jumpers and that big old snake who will chase you around. Subwoofers is done with 2-1 here.
Nice.
The bow tie stage. Stage 2 introduces these blocks, which you cannot jump the wrong way on. If you jump on these ones, you cannot go northwest or southeast. You must go along with the lines.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You can jump on them however you want, but you cannot jump off of them in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
And Subwoofers died finding that out. There's other things like that that are going to show up. A lot of interesting ideas. New tech for Qbert. Walls that you cannot cross and must teleport around and such things as that. This stage is giving Subwoofers a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's on it now except for Hippo, working on the bow tie, still almost done.
Yeah, he's almost done. There he is.
We'll never see the bow tie again. Bow tie is done. If they grab the green pellet, they'll freeze time. That's old. That's still here. And they can hop on the disc to go back to the top. And if the snake is chasing them, it will die in pursuit. It's the only way to get rid of that enemy, really. Though it's pretty easy to outrun it in this version, because you're faster than it if you want to be. Subwoofer's done with 2-2.
I think it's 3 stages in each world?
There's 10.
Oh, there's 10? Oh, okay. That's a lot more. Yeah, that's a lot more than I thought.
Taking a death, resetting. Plenty of time to do it, but they are going to have to rock these a little better as they get the hang of it. Some of them are easy, like this one. Just 2 triangles, real simple. Just got to clear the board twice to get it done. Just jump on every tile twice. We'll get our Qbert fill.
Yeah.
Extreme Zero also has made it to the 3rd stage here. There's a boss. The boss is pretty crappy, honestly, but it is there on World, 6. This game is pretty long. It might actually be like World 11. I don't remember just how long it is, but it's surprisingly long. Chock full of content.
I can't think of what a boss in Qbert would look like. I've actually never played the game, but or in any iteration.
Like a Mugen character, honestly. Just a Mugen weird cartoon boss kind of thing.
I guess you could count Qbert as a puzzle game? ? Yeah? To some extent?
Yeah, it's pretty puzzly at these levels where you have to solve how to get this done in the first place. Subwoofers should be done, but some green dude messed up his field on the left, so he's got to redo this. And he died doing it. Dang.
Oh no.
This is Extreme Zero's chance to catch up. Same thing happened to him over on the right side. They're in the same place now. Both on 2-4. They're a level ahead. The entire stage.
So what does it mean for the level to be mega? Is there more stuff, or?
Did it say mega somewhere? I didn't see.
Oh, when you said the setting.
Oh,
to
that's
mega.
Just the settings it was on. It probably is true.
Okay.
I figure this challenge should take 10 minutes to 15 minutes. The players are running a little slow on that. Even the ones that are winning are a little behind on that curve.
I think for me, for Qbert at least, I think just getting movement down is the hard part, where you think you are going up, but instead you're not going up.
I think it's pretty easy in this one. It seems right. It goes the way you expect it to go. So I don't think that one's too bad. I don't see anyone jumping off or anything, which is what you see in the other Cuberts.
Yeah.
Here we run into the first blocks that kill you if you step on them. So now you need to figure out how to get around those, which is just done by the disc. Subwoofers is finding out they're no good. This stage is really easy, though. They're just introducing that mechanic, so this is a free one almost. The problem is, if the green dude shows up on the wrong side of the field, you're going to have to go over there to stop him, or just let him.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Oh man, subwoofers dying to the snake.
No.
There's very specific movement that these enemies do, and once you pick it up, there's not much threat in Cubert left. Sometimes they'll get you, but a good Cubert player could probably clear all 10 of these stages in 5 minutes with the first set of lives, because there's really nothing to the enemies once you know exactly what they're doing. It's like Crypto the Necrodancer in a lot of ways.
Yeah. That's. I was kind of reminded of Necrodancer, just in terms of making the correct movements.
Yep, just take away the music, and you've got that kind of enemy where they always do the same thing in rhythm and sync with themselves. So if you know what they're doing, you're not going to get caught by them. They're not like going to surprise you ever. Hippo is getting destroyed by this green guy, messing up his whole field. Hopefully this time he's got it. I didn't see what spawned up top. 2-2 is actually one of the harder stages in the pack. The forced movement blocks and the length of it, just the vertical stage. He's got it. Barely.
Nice.
Unlocked 2-3, making progress.
Alright, let's see where everyone's at. I think Alopex just got to 2-3, like a minute ahead of Hippo, and then Subwoofer's at 2-6?
Yes.
That's an interesting pattern.
Extreme Zero is a stage behind. Subwoofers is going fastest. Burton fine. Burton adequate. I wouldn't say that any of them have it truly down just yet, but Subwoofers is having the least trouble. And Extreme Zero knows what he's doing. He's just having trouble with this mess of a stage where this green guy is... He took a death there.
Yeah.
And unfortunately he's going to have to start at a stage. I was wondering if he did that on purpose, but he's out of lives. 2-7. 9 minutes. So, Subwoofers was making a mistake there. Killing the green guy at the start when he actually jumps on them and turns them to the secondary color. That's good for you when you haven't done a single one of them, so you could just let him go. He's helping you out. Subwoofers is making that mistake. He's only bad at the end when you've already done the work and he's undoing it. But if you haven't done any work, he's working for you. He's just like a bad employee in Cubert. Extreme Zero has an idea how to handle this one. Now they have used up 10 minutes of the time already, and I'm only seeing 2 players in the last half. So I'm wondering if they will finish. They don't really get harder, but they do continue to do different things.
I think Subwoofer has a chance of getting this done, but assuming if it all goes his way from here on out. Although,
I know it's frustrating for them when they see their field is undone, but there are things you can do to prevent this, just by keeping an eye on it better, and choosing to do the bottom first, for example, and coming up here and getting this part done up top. And they're all doing it top to bottom, and every single player here, all 4 of them are doing it that way, and all 4 of them are being punished constantly by the green guy coming in from the top and undoing it immediately. By the time they get to the bottom and they finish it, and then they just do the top again. They've all done that the whole time, and none of them have thought to stop. Every single one of them is getting butchered by that dude. as much as they could be. Subwoofers is still on 2-7 because he's had to redo the whole stage again. He's continuously redoing that work. And there's the freeze time item, and I know he knows what that does, but he's ignoring it. The other way to stop it from happening, just be immune to damage for a while. But he is done anyway. He's got it wrapped up.
There we go.
2-8 unlocked. These are prime Burt strategies. Now here's an incredibly easy stage.
Oh, okay.
So this one's a freebie for sure. It's just teaching you teleports. And the only annoyance here is the green guy really messes this up. Anytime teleports are involved, he sucks. But he's not that bad if you, again, don't start at the top. And it kind of forces you to do it right, so.
Mm-hmm.
They're teaching you how specific triple teleports work and that they go all over the place. So he's going to have to jump around a little bit to get in there, since he couldn't do it in one go, but it's no big deal. I think
I saw the green dude. I saw the green dude over in Subwoofer's side, but it looked like he jumped off.
That was a green
so like,
time freeze.
Yeah.
And
it
was another case where if he just grabbed that, he would have finished in one cycle, because it would have stopped all the enemies from... You're immune to damage when you have it. It's not just the time freeze, it's immunity. Subwoofers is done, though. It looks like 9 stages is actually how many there are. So that helps. 12 minutes for the first player.
Nice.
Hubert ace. It's looking grim for Hippo. Alopex is fairly far in, but they still have some ways to go. They might clear it. They have time.
Yeah, Alopex is at 2-5, 2-4. Okay.
I let them pick their boss in wits, and honestly, the first guy doesn't really do anything special, so he's the one to fight for sure. You can run in this game if you want to speed up your snake. You can jump one single time per, not life, but per battle, per each fight. With whether you win or lose, you get it back.
Mm-hmm.
You need to win 5 times to kill a dude in this, and they only need to take you out 3 times. It's wits.
Do you just have it so that the other guy just runs into his own trail and whatnot, or?
Absolutely,
okay.
This is competitive snake. Both trails are bad news. We saw the AI jump over the wall there. He does that, so he knows how to wits as well. He knows how to use his power. Extreme Zero's on 2-8. Almost done.
Looks like Subwoofer did take a death there. It's a start over.
Yeah, I don't know that the translation for this is accurate. They just call him Naked Man. And I don't think that's... It might be. I don't know. It might be a comedy thing. So the first guy just is you. He just has a 1 jump and that's it. Just 1 jump man. Battle between the 2. Extreme Zero is done. 8 levels.
Nice.
Cleared. Alopex has 3 to go, and they're doing well on this one. Hippo's having a hell of a time with 2-5. But it looks like they've cleared that one. Now they get to do the level that Alopex is cleaning up.
Dark destiny once again outstretches its icy grip.
We've chosen the flying fish level of wits. I don't really know what the gimmick here is. I think there's just terrain on the floor already, and looks like they get 1 billion jumps is their thing. They just jump as much as they want. I'm glad there's only 8 levels and not 10 in Qbert. That makes this a lot more reasonable. I couldn't remember exactly how many there were. And 2 or 3 of them are free, I would call freebies. Just teaching you mechanics, and even going over the mechanics a second time, not too bad.
I just realized that Alopex and Hippo are both in the same Actually, no. You guys are on the same level. I just realized.
Harder to measure progress in wits. I'm not going to make them beat both bosses in one go. If they can beat one boss, game over, and get the other one, that's good for me.
Okay.
Wits is pretty rough. You got to be a snake master.
Yeah, so it's a matter of like trapping your enemy and also surviving long enough before they die.
Yep. It really is just Snake with 2 people in the field.
Yeah.
Aside from the superpowers, but at its core, it's still Snake. No matter what the AI does, Snake rules still apply here. If they run into the wall and you get them, you get 1 point, and you just need to keep doing that. No, neither of these players are doing very well, though. It doesn't look like. Extreme Zero, only 1 life left. Subwoofer's game overed again. Cannot seem to clear his first guy. That single jump is very nice. Subwoofer's wrecking into the wall immediately. Not sure what they're doing. Extreme Zero's gotten a couple wins in a row here. You do need 5, though. 5 is quite a bit. I wish it was 3. That's a big change I'd make. 5 is too many. Oh, they get the light cycle on the second part of the 1-1 fight, which just lets you take a hit. So that's interesting.
Oh, okay.
And they both get it. That's an interesting thing. I forgot about that. And that might be unique to that fight. I don't remember. Extreme Zero could not lock him up. He just had too much terrain.
So
But he's
close.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, it doesn't really make too much of a difference because if they're locked up, they're gonna take 2 hits in a row before they get freed. Like, he's got him locked up here pretty well. He just needs to make use of the space he's got. Make sure that the AI can't get out to the right. Just seal him in. Finish the job. You should have him here. Yeah, that's 1 for Extreme Zero. It's getting close.
Nice.
He's on his 5th. If he can get 1 more before he dies, he'll finally have gotten a point. He'll be the first one to score. And wits. Actual progress.
It looked like Subwoofer was close too, but I think he took a death.
Oh god, Extreme Zero turned the wrong way. I don't know why they do that. It's hard for me to. It's sort of a puzzle action game as well, just like Hubert, and it's hard for me to understand the choices they make because I've played it enough that I know what to do. Subwoofers has beaten boss 1.
Nice. I think we're reaching the 20-minute mark for Qbert, for Hippo, and Alapex.
That's too bad because Alapex is on the last stage. He's so close. He's just not going to be done in time.
Yeah.
He just needs a couple more jumps. We almost saw 3 people beat Qbert. Time is up, though.
Alright, so Subwoofer just has to do one more boss.
Subwoofer's
the
first one to clear anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't think I didn't see Extreme finish up just yet.
I am letting the players keep their kill. Normally in this game, you're supposed to beat all 5 of these guys in 1 set of lives. That's all you get. And then you have a final boss. So 25 times you must win without losing 3 to defeat this game wits.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, to actually win. And one of them is fighting the clone boss. Look at him go. Hippo's there. He just makes
Oh, wow.
copies of himself, and you must defeat every copy. It's not as bad as it sounds because he litters the field and takes himself out. But Hippo got taken out there, unfortunately. There is strategy to this. This game here. Knowing what the enemy can do and when they can jump and stuff is part of it, but I don't think they all can jump. Some of them jump a lot, some of them don't jump at all. This guy clones, that's what he does. So he's not that bad at all. Because you could just lock up all the clones. Hippo's got the idea. One of them got loose though, unfortunately. And he did, I mean, he had a path there that he could have taken to go up, but it was close to being locked up anyway. Just lock them all off. It's a very fast game. It's like light cycles is what I would compare it to. So it's pretty easy to have trouble turning into the little crevices that you make.
Yeah, I think he turned too early there. So is there a plot to it, or I'm sure there is.
Fake plot.
Oh,
but I don't know what the actual plot is. There's some kind of villain doing something. Subwoofer's almost got the flying fish level, which I find to be one of the most annoying ones. The AI jumps a whole bunch in this one, I think is the thing. But it looks like he got taken out.
Yeah, oh. Yeah, I just basing it off the different stages that were here. Like one moment we were over in the sky in Subwoofer's screen, and then we're on this circuit board. I think on one of the levels we're like in a volcano of some sort.
Everyone has their own level. Yep.
Let's see, Corin. Joe was a teacher. He saved a student. A car hit him. Wood asked him to join his Joe car. What the heck? The Intro to Wits, 1990. Alright, I'll take it. According to Cadence, that's the actual text. Huh, interesting. Yeah, so Sub is the only one who has completed a boss, while everyone else is still working on their first one.
Yep.
Okay.
You never know what players will struggle with. I understand not knowing Qbert too well. Snake is a pretty common game, though. And that's mostly what this is. More exciting Snake. Snake is pretty easy and boring.
Although, looking at what's now, like, I don't know for those in chat if you guys are ever into Neopets way back in the day. It reminds me of Fairy Racers, where you basically have like a trail of smoke and you're trapping the opponents and making sure you last longer than they do. So that's, I mean, I'm getting like really like flashback vibes from that. Also just realized
Alapex is the only other one to make progress on this so far. Half of the... So they are way behind Extreme Zero on Qbert. If they can't beat Wits, if they can't actually beat a second boss, Extreme Zero still has like a 10-minute lead. Well, I guess it's more like 6 minutes, but if they can beat this, they'll take the lead. Because they took the full 20. Nobody passed, they're all in real time here. But Extreme Zero and Subwoofers can move on after about 35 minutes on game clock.
Because Extreme and Sub were the only ones who completed Qbert, but let's see. It was like Hippo completed one as well, according to chat.
If he did, he didn't beat level 1. I think level 1 is pretty simple because it's just you. It's just a clone of you. You just jump over one time, and that's all you got.
Yeah.
And that's not much of a trick. And the light cycle mixes it up some, but not that much. And you get
Yeah,
the light
according to
cycle
chat,
too.
it was like according to chat, Hippo did beat the second boss, or he beat the level 2 boss. He's on the circuit board level. Yeah, but it doesn't seem. It seems to be pretty easy. Like once you get like just movement down, seems pretty simple. It's just a matter of just movement is the thing.
It's one of those games where people had such a hard time with it, like Hubert, that I put it on my Test Your Smite list, just because I couldn't understand why. It's just sometimes you're just naturally okay at some games, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for Snake. Whenever in any iteration they give it to me, I'm ready to play some Snake, I guess. Oh, Hippo got outrun there at the end.
Ah, dang.
One thing about this game for sure is you don't always want to be cruising. If you get them boxed in, or if you're boxed in, if you take your time and slow down and optimize all the squares that you can, you're buying time. Eventually, they have to die. That's just a fact. They're going to run out of space. So the longer you can squeeze out time, the better you have a chance to win this. Just by default, the longer you last, the more likely they're dead, no matter what. I see some players just either giving up or not using all the terrain that they've locked into themselves here, and they really should be like mowing the grass with this terrain if they're in that position.
I think Alepex is moving on. Is trying out stage 4. It looks like we're swimming underwater now.
Because they can jump, what you want to do is you can't just make a line right across the middle. They'll jump over that. You got to make a bigger line or 2 lines next to each other, something like that, to stop them from jumping.
When you jump, you can only jump like 1 pixel over. It looked like, or 2.
You can get 2 or 3 tiles depending on when you press the jump button, but that's it. It's definitely 2 at a minimum. You could possibly make 3 if you do it right. Pretty rough though. And the light cycle gives you some speed too, and if you run and do it with the light cycle, you can get some distance. It's one of those things that's hard to measure because you're going up out of the terrain. It's a very powerful move. I hate the ice stage myself. Hippo's trying it.
Yeah, it feels like physics are... There's ice physics here, because of course there would be.
About 3 minutes left before Subwoofers moves on. We have boats in the swimming stage.
Oh, it's cool.
Man, I thought Alopex had it there.
Yeah.
A little bit better space management would have won that fight. Subwoofers is cleared a second boss.
Nice.
He's already beaten the bird Captain America guy there. That rude superhero.
Alright, now it's Lupin the Third.
Just like I remember it.
I will say that I think of all the games we've had today, Lupin the Third has some pretty solid music. It's also a really good series for those of you who have not had a chance to check it out yet. Some good stuff.
This game plays more like Spider-Man than Lupin in a lot of ways,
Mhm.
except for how slow he walks. But you climb and swing all over the place.
I think Sephiroth's just trying to figure out controls here. There he is. There, and he's running.
I guess that song's over. He's in the vents. That's step one progress. I told him about the
Nice.
vents. Unfortunately, he's in the wrong one.
No. Oh no.
He sees that ladder and he's trying to figure out how to get to it.
Oh, there's a little, kind of a hook shot?
It is.
Looking? Okay.
It just doesn't work that way. Yep, this is more of a maze mess than it is anything else. Hippo is done with
Nice.
wits. He passed. He did not finish.
Oh,
Had
okay.
enough of wits.
So yeah, he's done. Although I don't think Alapex and Extreme have made as much progress on their end either. And it looks like Alapex has less than 7 minutes left. Hippo found break time.
What else we have in the OST here? This Donkey Kong soundtrack is actually Lupin the Third's password screen.
And you can swing from the hook shot.
Extreme Zero ran out of time when they were almost done on their last life here on this last fight.
OD timeout?
Yes.
Okay. And has Alapex finished a boss?
Yes.
Okay.
They really need to win here
Yes.
to catch up, to have a chance. They really need this 5 minutes back that they lost on Qbert. They're in a great place here where they really should take their time, yeah, and just walk across the terrain left. That's like a guaranteed you got them kind of place that they had them in here. I'm seeing if anyone can work out. Hippo's got it.
Nice.
So just getting through the first area is a huge hurdle. And it's not that it should be, it's just not highlighted in any way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what are those? That's... Oh, they they look like evil Roombas. Okay, so I think that was like a little bomb or something that Hippo had. I think you can only, it looks like you only carry one at a time, or he just wasn't able to pick it up.
You can carry 9, he's got a lot.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I told them to punch that terminal because that is even more unclear to me than anything else. But he's got stage 1 defeated, actually, I think. He's opened the doors, he just needs to keep going forward and he'll be done with this first area. We're looking for the second area. Subwoofer's got here first and is just hanging on the starting screen.
We're just hanging out, just swinging around.
Hey, we have our
Nice.
transition.
There we go. There we go.
I was trying to find the transition song. Maybe it's in here. I don't think it is. Dang. It plays something. Oh, here comes the fire.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. That takes a lot of health. And I think Extreme just found the crawl space, or the duct to crawl into.
Yep, that's the second player who's done it. I don't think Subwoofers knows where it is yet still. Alapex can move on to loop on. Never finished Wits, only one person did. Wits defeated all our players here.
Yeah.
And they all beat different bosses, so ultimately they all understood the concept, but execution is getting them all.
Mm-hmm.
Those AI know what they're doing in Wits. I think we're gonna see some clearing on it. Loop on the third here, though. Already 2 players have cleared out. Subwoofers is the one having the most trouble.
Right. Oh, feels like Extreme found the console.
And transition. That's 2 players done with
Nice.
stage 1. Subwoofer's still hanging out at the beginning, climbing in the same vent over and over again. He's in a safe place, though. He's 6 points up, so it doesn't really matter if he finishes or not.
Yeah, it's true.
If everyone else does and he loses, it gets 4th. It won't make any difference to Subwoofer. They're still moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just get that much of a lead. Level 2 is much bigger, much more annoying, but by the time you get here, you understand what to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there's fall damage.
Lupon's kind of a chump in this game. Of all the games,
Yeah.
there's a lot of Lupon games, and this is a really annoying one where it's just... He could be anyone else and you wouldn't notice. That's how you know it's not good. It's not Lupon at all. He's just here. He could have just as easily been Who did we see earlier? Swamp Thing. It could just be Swamp Thing. He could just be hopping around.
Yeah.
No difference. There's no difference at all. It could be anybody. Because he's not doing anything Lupin-esque. He's just kicking a console at the end. That's all.
Oh, I didn't see all the spikes on Hippo's side.
Alapex is at the subwoofer's jam.
Yeah.
You have all these devices, and you just think that one of them must work, but the this group overthinks everything. It seems like they get hold up on stuff like you have this tech where you can ricochet off a wall, so you think that's what you do, but you just go. You just go.
You just jump. You just.
So once again, 2 players here stuck by just not going into the right vent. Ultimately, is what they're doing, and they're hanging off the walls. They're throwing bombs. They're doing all these backflips and stuff. They just need to go in the right vent. You can see the ladder down there, and you can see the tunnel that it connects to. That's how you really get here. I can't judge this one too much, though, because I did get stuck here for a while myself. Not this long, but maybe 5 minutes on this first vent, and then 5 more minutes on the terminal, which is why I told them how to use the terminal. You punch it.
Right.
I threw dynamite at it. I tried all my items. Ultimately, I finally punched it, and it opened up. I couldn't believe it. But still beat the first level in 10 minutes, and then the next one in 5. Yeah, he's doing this Worms Armageddon super swing thing to try and get onto the left side, and that's not what you do at all.
Like.
See that boss music.
Yeah, I think now that I realize that Lupin has just been facing like fire and robots in his time here. We haven't seen another human in this facility yet.
The way you die from fall damage by landing on your neck and breaking it. Pretty gross animation. I think I remember a Lupin game where it's like a board game almost, and that one was okay. It's not translated though. And there's a couple other ones that are good. Just platformers. This isn't it. If this was just a platformer instead of this weird... It seems like this is harder to design than just a platformer, so I don't know why they do it. They just get out of hand. This thing is a mess. It's such a maze. This same game with better stage design, like if you just got rid of all of what they made and just made Mario levels, the same game controlling the way it does, Spelunky style, grabbing the ledge and swinging, you could do all kinds of cool stuff with this, but they didn't do anything cool with it. They made this. This is what they did. This would be an incredible platformer. I'd love it if this was just Mario World style levels with this control scheme.
So now it's just like this weird, like, puzzle.
It sucks.
Hell.
You have a grappling hook, and you have ledge grabs, and you have a whole bunch of cool items. You can't use any of it really to have any fun. All you do is try and find the way. The least interesting thing that you could do. Find the way. No one wants to find the way. Finding the way sucks.
Nah.
But that being said, I think Extreme Zero did find the way. They are done.
Nice.
Extreme Zero, 45-56 is first place. With a score of 5, Extreme Zero is untouchable now. He will be moving on. Zenigata giving us... it looks like he's doing like a slideshow of when he was mad and telling Lupin about it. But he should be always angry. That's his character. I won't be doing FTL. I got an arcade pit to get ready here in 2 hours, and it's time for that.
That's right, yeah. It's that time.
Yeah. I gotta get some food first. We had 3 races and an arcade pit match. We got a busy Sunday.
Really, most of the groups have at least one match done. I think some of them have already completed their 3, so I think everything's a good pace so far.
We're almost done. Every single group now has gone. A few of them have only gone once. R, S, L, J, and B have only gone once. A couple of them need to do their 3rd match, but most of the groups are done at this point. Most of them are done. More than half are finished. We are like 85% done with the first set of matches here. Hippo is done with this game as well. Hippo's found Zenigata 54-12 because they took a pass on I think they took a pass on Wits. So they haven't necessarily won just yet. I don't know where Subwoofers is. They didn't finish. I think they just looked at the password screen.
Yeah.
I think they gave up completely on Lupin. I'm inclined to tell them at this point, but Alapex hasn't figured it out either, so...
Yeah, honestly, I don't think either of them had found the way through the first part.
This is really bad highlighting, and it's entirely because not only does that top part exist, that top vent, but it looks like it's the way forward. That's what's really confusing about it. I'm gonna tell Subwoofers at this point what to do because Alapex beat level 1. Oh, I guess I should wait because he's technically in a race, but I mean... It doesn't make a difference on the board now. Subwoofers cleared it? I didn't see him make it through. That's good.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, he's in the 2nd stage now.
Nice.
Or the 2nd part, rather.
Everyone has made it here to the Inferno, the engine room. I wonder if this game did have any other releases that aren't this crappy stuff. It's pretty easy to tell when they make it to the next stage because there is a cutscene for it. There's no on-screen indicator, but I mean, also the way you tell is that there's more to the stage than just events. there's color, there's orange now, that kind of stuff helps.
Yeah.
But there is an animated cutscene, a pretty good one. And Zenigata is ultimately the goal. When you see him, you know they've made it. The human pack is the dastardly one. We saw some failures on all 3 of these games. Lupin is apparently the one easiest for the players to do, though. But Subwoofers went to the final door before opening it, so he has to go back through the spike jumps. He's past 20-minute mark, so he's done at 50-32. 50-25, actually. Which ultimately means that Hippo is 3rd at best. Subwoofers is 2nd. Depends on how fast Alapex does this one. Just that death animation again.
Ugh. You say it's sad just looking at it.
Oh, that was the stage clear noise. I knew it was something like that. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know shit's getting serious when this jam starts playing on the TV show.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. I was like, do you have any games coming up as well, like for other groups coming through and finishing up their rounds?
We had a cancellation on
Oh,
Saturday. Our next
gotcha.
group is though Thursday. And that's
Okay,
the only
alright.
one scheduled. All the rest need to be remade now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any games at all scheduled aside from the one on Thursday. Looks like a slow week. Good time for me to do a marathon stream. We gotta do July's now. I gotta get ready.
Yeah, again, a lot of groups just wanted to get their stuff done as fast as possible. So
Most groups did. Some groups haven't done any. But that's fine. It's time for them to go though. Subwoofers is lamenting how long it took to find that second tunnel. Lupon's smoking idle animation is pretty good.
it's nice. I like it.
I'll play plenty of Mario Maker 2. You don't need to worry about that. That'll be in my future for quite a while. I'm hoping that they make Versus better, but whether they do or not, I'll still play it. And the single player is fine. I kind of like the old single player better, though, than Endless. Endless isn't as interesting for no real reason. I just don't. I like that there's an end to it, and there's not now, and it doesn't feel like I've won.
Mm-hmm.
They just wanted to do a leaderboard thing. It's less interesting than what it was before, in my opinion. I liked the ending with the credits scene and the castle finish. It felt like a good stopping point.
I think Alapex has it.
Alapex 54-43. Barely losing. They lost by less than half a minute, ultimately, over Hippo. Hippo gets a point.
So it's like Subwoofer and Extreme will be moving on, sounds like.
Yes, that's right. Subwoofers and Extreme Zero won this one. We'll see them in the single elimination brackets eventually. We still have quite a few games to go, though. I wish I had a better number for it. I can count, but ultimately, Challenge does not give me anything more than the progress bar, and the progress bar is mostly Phil. Anyway, I'll see y'all in about 2 hours for Arcade Pit. Have a good one. Thanks for joining me, Crazy Sunshine.
Of course, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
I'll find somebody to host here as we wait around for Arcade Pit. That was that random retro games host that I do.